Okay, welcome back. I am going to kind of do a little bit of an experiment, not necessarily real scientific, but what I'm going to do is I have my Floetrol and I have my golden acrylics, the fluid acrylics. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mix up my fluid acrylics. I'm not going to put any, I'm just going to use Floetrol and the fluid acrylics. I'm not going to put any silicone in them. I'm just going to use those two things. And then we'll see kind of how things work out. So here we go. Need to find something. Let's see where I put it. Be back. Okay, I'm back. Remember to find my gloves. So, going to set a couple things up. I see that dumped over here. The colors I have are Quinacridone Crimson, Permanent Violet Dark, Phthalo Blue, Cerulean Blue Deep, Phthalo Green, Hansa Yellow Opaque, Yellow Ochre, and Payne's Gray. So I'm going to mix those up. Not sure, whatever I do for this experiment, I'll pour them in the same. Difference is, and actually I'm going to do 3 different pours. I'm going to do one with Treadmill as I pour them into the flip cup, and one with Blaster Silicone, attempting a light spray with that. So, going to do some paint mixing. The golden fluid acrylics are very pigmented. So for a very minute amount of paint, I can add quite a bit of Floetrol. And this is just straight Floetrol. I just put it in a smaller smaller bottle to be able to handle it easier. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to do these all in the same color. I wanted to mix up all my colors anyway because I've got some more pours I'm going to try and get done yet this weekend. So I think for this, I'm going to do primary colors. And that's all for now. I'll do more later. But for these 3 pours, I'm going to do primary colors. Gotta get one more lid. No, I got plenty of lids sitting here, but when I get done, I need to make sure I label these so I know what these are. Because most of my others I add silicone in the mix, but I'm wanting to try to see what happens with a push-pull. Pardon me. You can see I got paint all over it from the last one. This is I just took an old bottle and in a bowl I mixed up my house paint and Floetrol to the consistency I wanted it, and then I poured it in here. So, I think I'm going to set these other two aside, and I'm going to pour these. I will put a little white, just a dab of white in the bottom, because this won't take much paint. So we're talking tiny amount for this little canvas to do a push and pull, so I have negative space. So add just a tad more of the white so it covers the bottom. And the dogs are in the other room wanting either out or attention or something. Silly things. So there we go. There's the blue. And I'm going to pour the yellow in next. Try to pour it as close as I can to it so it doesn't, try not to get them to mix right now. And here is the red. Here we go. Let me put lids on these so I don't, if I get crazy, I don't dump them. And because I could get crazy and do something stupid. Get my torch over here though, in case I decide that I want to try to torch it. I may, since I'm going to be I will probably be torching the others. Okay, so I'm going to do a real quick cover of this. I got one that doesn't have paint stuck to it. Went out. One moment, I'll be right back. I'm just stepping a couple feet. Those, four-legged dogs have a mind of their own that they think they go when they want to go. And they have to kill each other getting out the door. Silly dogs. And whenever I say that, I think of silly parrot or silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. Because these are just like kids. My my dog is probably 9 or 10, and we got her as a rescue, so we don't know exactly how old she is. And I call him our guest dog. He's my grand dog, I guess you could say. He's my son's friend, just a friend. She's like a daughter to us. Due to some circumstances in her life, she is going to school up here, and she brought her dog with her. And sometimes she comes over and stays at the house every so often. I think I may have talked to her about her before. Her name's Shauna, but she, bless her heart, she's a sweet young lady, and we have her dog staying with us, so she can come over and see him when she needs. He's sort of an emotional support therapy dog for her. But he's in love with this house. He likes being here. We take care of him well. So he's kind of my dog, and I hate to say that because it's going to kill me when he quits coming here, because he is such a sweet dog. Other than he likes to hike his leg. That's a male dog, That's the only drawback, some ways, that dog. Okay, here's my cup. I'm going to flip it. There we go. And I'm going to let it run down first. I'll put a little more paint on the whole thing. Put some right here in front of it. Paint's a little thin as far as the coat over here on this side. Not having done it, I want to make sure I have plenty of white for this base of the canvas. Okay, so now we're going to scoot this forward so I have a little more space. And we're going to push it forward and pull back. I'm torching it. It's going to, right now I'm going to torch it just to, oh. You know, even when you get gloves on, you kind of try and keep your hands wiped off. There we go. So I'm going to tilt and get this little excess off here. And, you know, look, no silicone. And look at those cells. I'm going to play a little more with it though. I know that for sure. Just because that's me. I play. This is like a flamethrower compared to my earlier videos where I used the little, basically cigarette. One lady said, that's not a torch, that's a cigarette lighter. I'm like, yeah, that I know. They labeled it a torch when I ordered it. See? And I don't think those are air bubbles. They could be, but okay. So I'm going to play a little more. Do just a tad more tilting here. So, for all you who want to know, do you have to have silicone to get cells? No. Now, they may not be as nice, and we'll see what happens as they develop and dry, as it dries. Trying to get the bottom off the dry right with the butt. But we have cells. And see, pretty much all that paint was on the, got on here. And why I will say this works is, and I did not go by exact paint density. I wasn't worried about exact paint density. But I think I just put white paint on my face. If you, because white paint in general is going to usually has the heaviest density. Most, you know, every brand has their own density, and some of them are easy to find, some of them aren't. I think I could have looked it up for my golden acrylics if I really wanted to check it. I know they put theirs out. I know it's harder to find on some brands, but they're going to be probably close. You know, you think about it, they're going to probably be using very similar pigments. The elements to make the colors. So kind of hard to pull those colors back over here. Kind of hard to make colors when they're not similar. Similar elements to make them. So I'm going to move this one aside. Now, because normally I would have reused that cup, but to make this a little more quote unquote scientific, I'm going to use clean cups. And yes, this is the same. I'm gonna have a mess here. So I did the first, I put a little white in the bottom. Oh, I hope I remember this. Pretty sure, yeah, I did, I know. So we're gonna put, and this will take a little more paint this time. Put white. The dogs are in the outside wanting in, but I'm going to ignore that for the moment. Then I had put the blue in. Actually, we're going to, because, no, I'm not. I'm going to, but I do have marks, so I know about how much I'm putting in the, let's add a little more, because like I said, I want to, the other had probably a teaspoon and a half of paint in it. This will need, I want to put a little more because of the size of my canvas. Is going to be a little bigger. Oh, good. They found some entertainment. The dogs. So we're going to keep, and normally I let them mix, but I'm trying to keep my colors a little more separate. Okay. I set those up there. They're further out of where I'm likely to do something. So then I put yellow in. Oops. So I'm going to put a total of 2 drops. That's all I'm going to put in, because I'm using my Treadmill silicone first. So this, and this is the tricky part for me, because there's one. That stuff runs real easy. Then there's the yellow. Dogs are in the yard behind, their neighbors' dogs are out in the yard behind us, so they feel they have to make their presence known and tell them that they aren't supposed to be there. I may have poured those in a slightly different color pattern, but that's okay. And then I'll put the other drop of silicone in now. And this time, because I put the silicone in, I'm just going to draw my palette knife through it a couple times to help break up that silicone. So my colors will be mixed a little this time. But we're still going to get, we're going to be able to compare selling, things like that. And this pour that I did, the first one, it's continuing to put out cells. So it's cool. Sorry, got derailed watching that. So here we go. We're going to put paint on here. Is that a goober or was that a... air bubble? Okay. So the dogs in the yard behind us are little yippy dogs is what I call them. And they're, and then I've got my two. They're a little more significant barks, if you know what I mean. See? Another country is heard from right now. And she's going to start her little whine. I want in. I want in. Let me in. You're ignoring me. She's a spoiled dog. She doesn't know what being outdoors means. The other one likes to spend quite a bit of time outdoors. She will not stop here. I'm going to put some more there and let it spread as it goes. Let me let her in just a moment. She thinks, God forbid, it's a little bit warm and breezy, and I don't like that. I want it in the air conditioning. when we got her, she did not like being separated from me. She still has, she has some quirks. Bless her heart. She's, yeah, she has one weird quirk. She's, she does not like houseflies. So much so that, like the first week we had her, we discovered, finally figured it out. Maybe it was a couple weeks, but she would run and hide. I mean, she would even jump in the bathtub, and she doesn't like baths. I was like, we got a problem here. What's wrong with you? And finally I discovered that it was whenever there was a housefly. So we don't know, you know, and bees can fly around her all she wants outside and everything, and she doesn't even react. So I don't think it has to do with they sound like bees and she'd been stung. We're concerned that maybe she was abused with something that shocked her or something. I don't know. She's a sweetheart though. She just loves. She's not a dog that sits and licks you and kisses you and everything. That's the other dog I have. But anyway, okay, here we go. We're going to flip this here. Okay, a little out. Oh, well, that's okay. And push and pull. Whoops, that wasn't good. Got a little more off the canvas than I intended. Let me scoop that up. Put some up here. There we go. And I didn't push far enough. I'll get that down. But we'll still have a good test. Oh, that was good. Like I did the other, just a quick pass over it. Probably shouldn't have scooped that back up there, but we'll see what happens here in a minute as I start tilting more. Actually, that little squirrely giggly stuff on top may turn into being kind of neat. Come on, pull down over the corner a little. We'll wipe the... That's kind of cool. I'll have to do that. Try and do that with the next one. Oops, what am I doing? That one had more paint left in it, so guess what? I'm going to leave it and do it in here too. Because it's got my color. There we go. Let's see what happens. I'm going to torch this again. Look at that. Look. Okay. This isn't, I don't like this. So this is coming off. Or some of it is at least. Trying to, as I pour, let you see still. Should have left well enough alone. Okay, here we go. We're gonna try and get it to flow. There we go. Yeah. Paper towel. Oh, another country's being heard from again. Trying to decide if I like what's going on. What that was. It's gonna get near the paint. There we go. I know there's silicone in here. There we go. Now then, let's stretch some of these out. Let's see if I can. Yes, we have the dogs going off in the backyard. Amelia, hush. Bring this over here so you can see the whole thing. Shift it back and forth a little. Trying to stretch some of those cells. Okay. Yeah. Another paper. You know what? I gotta quit picking this up. Okay, we're gonna move these over. This one over. Here to the side again. Although I don't have any drip paper there, and this is dripping. How's the other one? The other one. Let's do. Got to shift a couple things. Didn't get a full wide on piece of paper. I should have. Didn't even think about that, but that's okay. Not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure I like this one. I think it's where the paint's laid. I don't have enough negative space. That's probably a lot of it. I can say that I'm not as wild about what yeah, there's other, some of that other is dissipating, which we knew probably would, I knew probably would happen on the other one. But there are other cells that popped up. So like the white framed cells did not hold up on this other one. You'll see it all in a few minutes. I'll pull them back over in front of the camera. Come on. Let me get, put a little more white up here. Just along this corner to encourage it to pour, maybe. There we go. Yeah, not as wild about that one, but it was interesting to try the experiment. Okay. Get out my other paints. Set that down. There we go. Now then. This will be a longer video. Sorry guys. But hopefully you're finding it interesting. Okay, now this is the fun one. I gotta spray gently on that silicone, and we're not gonna spray it over this, so there we go. So then went blue. That's about right. Yeah, that's about right. So this goes, I'm going to try to get about the same amount of paint. The thing with the Blaster silicone is it puts it in a spray, so it's finer droplets as you pour it in. That's not as much as I put the blue in before. There we go. So it, okay, so we're going to put the spray. So it's not like I have to stir it to break it up. So that may make a difference too, but and we're going to do one spray. One spray silicone. Because that probably is more than ample, probably way more than it needed. But, oh well. C'est la vie. I gotta get a couple paper towels torn off so they're ready. I'm gonna wipe this off. There we go. Pour my white paint. Spread it. Yeah, I watched Ann Osborne, and she's used house paint, and you know, when we look at it, it's water-based paint. And it saves money. It really, when you look at how much, you know, you can buy the less expensive house paint. You don't have to buy the high-end, you know, one coat covers it all type stuff. Personally, I'm a when I paint in my house, I use I tend to use Dutch Boy. Well, actually, Valspar is my favorite. I don't mind Dutch Boy. I would use Bear. Those are the three that I personally use because I like the quality of the paint. And when they say low odor, this does not smell. Oh, that's I shouldn't smell that. But this has less smell than this, but this smells just like my craft paints and things. Wow. We may be blown away. My house is being beat again by the wind chimes. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. So now we're going to do my flip. The bad thing is the silicone misted, but there's a lot more than I really intended. So here we go. Sheet. We'll cover that up. And we're going to go push and pull. And I'm going to start tilting. So I want to get it to run. This time I didn't have to scoop the paint up because I didn't dump as much. So I may have to try the other again at some point. Got a lot of paint, white paint on this one. That's okay. It's funny how the red is more dominant in this one this time than the yellow was the last time. Yellow that turned it green. There's red and orange in this one. It's amazing how just you don't even know what's going to make the change. Trying to pull this on down. I don't want to tilt it that much more. Okay, let's bring it back this way a tad. I like I love my pours. I love when they look organic, like nature could have made them. So I don't mind squiggles. I don't like zigzags where it just even, but the quirky, oh lordy, my fingers are just coated. My poor. Watch right there. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I can just watch it bloom, but I'm trying to figure out if it's a bubble. Nope. Yeah, it's just growing and blooming. And my dog's going to make another attempt to talk outside. Stop. Look at this. Amelia! Hey! Hey! Shh! Amelia! Amelia, come here. It's enough. Stop, girl. Ooh, your scruff's standing up. There's something going on out there that you saw you don't like. Woo! Look at these. This is, I'll have to make sure you see this if you can't see it. It's like little lacy, like right there. Let's see if I can get that to do a little more. Get the torch down a little. I love that lace, that webbing. Look at that. Ooh, cool. I think this one I don't have to do much to. Got enough negative space to make me happy. So I'm going to pull these all together right next to each other so we can show you. I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to pause the video while I get where you can see them all. Be back in just a moment. Let's see, I'm back. Here we go. This is the first one. As you can see, the white lined cell, the line where there was quite a bit of lines defined that were defined by white, are gone. But look, those are those have developed while it was sitting over there. And this one right there, that's so cute. So you can get cells without silicone, without hair product, without anything that has dimethicone or silicone, because this right here was strictly paint and Floetrol. You can do the same thing with paint and pouring medium. Now, oops, this is the second one. Oh, hey, we don't want to block the light. There we go. That's the second one. Trying to, yeah, it's going to help. Okay, I was trying to get the thing to not be quite as shiny in the corner. It has some nice effects. Look up here and here. This is the one that I had to, I put the drops of silicone in and stirred it a little. That's cool right there. So yes, you can do this, and ideally, if you're going to do it, I would say you should mix the silicone into the paint if you're going to use this kind prior to making your dirty cup, because you can stir in that silicone and disperse it into smaller quantity, or actually get it into the color, which I feel makes it work better. Now this one, this is the one where I use the blaster. It's going to have a lot of silicone. I'm going to have to clean off, I'm sure, because for that little cup, I just couldn't control the small spray. But look at this stuff. Look at that. Look at the color underneath there and here. There's a little. And then come down here. Look at all those. Look at that. And the light's shining. Let's turn it this way to get the light off that for a minute. There we go. Look down in there. Look at those. All those little cells. And honestly, I think that's because the Blaster silicone is a mist when it sprays. And this is what I was talking to you about earlier too. Look at that. Like a little, just a little bit of netting, a little bit of lace. So that's all 3 pictures. Probably this one and this one are my favorite. You know, this one, I guess, you know, when I think about it, it could have been affected by me picking the paint back up and putting it up there. But I really don't think so. Because this lost its shape, lost the cell shapes. It does not do what my normal silicone does. So I think on my next video, I'm going to use these same 3 color paints, the blue, our primary colors, and I'm going to put them in their own little cups, probably just pour a little bit out, and put just a tiny bit of silicone in each color. That way I can do it more how I normally do it. But this one's probably my favorite, and then this one. So if you enjoyed this experiment, click like, the thumbs up button. If you would like to see more of my craziness that I do and my dogs and all that stuff, I live when I do this. I don't just do my art. You can subscribe. If you want to get notified whenever I upload a new one, you can click the bell and that'll notify you whenever I've uploaded something new. And I truly, truly, truly want to thank my subscribers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate the comments and suggestions, and and hopefully you're gaining something from them. So at this point, I'm going to say have a good day, night, evening, wherever you are in the time frame when you watch this, and say till the next video. Thanks again.